Okay, first we're going to tie a knot, a slip knot, which you put onto your hook. You get your yarn. I usually hold it tight by the knot, and you want to make 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, grab your end of your chain, and you want to put your hook through that chain, hold onto the loop, pull through to make a ring. I'm using a size 4 hook because it makes a nice tight square. Right, you want to hold your end and hold the loop and chain 3. Alright, and that gets you your height to go away from the ring. Yarn round through the middle of the loop, and then I hold the tail, pull through, got 3 loops on the hook, pull through 2, okay, pull through 2 more. That's your second stitch of your cluster. Yarn round through the middle of the loop, you've got 3 on the hook, through 2, through 2. Right, so that's your first cluster of your granny square. Got to do the corner now, so that's 2 chains. Okay, yarn round again, and this is the second cluster of your granny square. Through the middle of the ring, through 2, through the last 2. You do that 3 times. Last one. Right, so now you've got your first corner here, you need to do your second corner. So you chain 2. Okay, turn it, hold on nice and firmly, keep your tail tucked in, so you're crocheting over the top of your tail. Yarn round through the middle of the circle. Okay, just tug it over if it's in the wrong place. Do your second one. Okay, one more. And then you've got 3. So you need to do your next corner. You must never forget your corners. 2 chain for your corner, and then you just got to squeeze another cluster in this little gap. So yarn round into the gap, yarn round, one more in there. They will all fit. Yarn round, last one. Okay, so you've got your 3, but now you must remember your last corner. It's the corners that keep the square square and don't turn into a blobby circle. Right, so then you want to slip stitch into the 3rd chain that you started with. So you've got 1, 2, 3. So you slip stitch into that corner, and then you've got your beginnings of your first square. Give it a tweak, just make sure it's nice and got its right shape. Now, this is a pattern from an old Golden Hands magazine. There's lots of different patterns out there, but I quite like this one. So now you need to get from here over to this corner. So what they say to do is you go into this stitch, and you're going to do a slip stitch. Keep it nice and flat, and then it won't be seen. And you'll get into the corner where you want to work. So that was the first slip stitch. It's your second slip stitch. There's no yarning over. There's no making the stitch big. It just wants to stay flat. And then you slip stitch into the last space, which is the corner, and then you're in the right place to start again. So you have to go up. You have to go up before you can go across. If you just start stitching, it will be all curved and it won't look right. You have to go up 3, do a chain of 3, and then go around. So you want to 1, 2, 3, and that gets you to the right height. And then you want to do a stitch into the corner. Just pull it across if it's too far over, and do your last stitch, because the 3 chain counts as your first double crochet or treble crochet, or according if you're doing American or English. So you've done your first cluster in that corner. You must remember your 2 chain for your corner, and then do another cluster of 3. So it's 1, yarn over, through 2, and you've got 1 more to do. And then you've got your 3. Give it a little tweak, make sure it's in the right place. Okay, and then in between each cluster, because you'll be doing another corner cluster in this, so you'll be doing 3, 2 space, another 3. But in between these 2 clusters, you want to do a 1 chain. just to give it space for your next cluster when you do your next round. Yarn over, through the corner space, that's your first one, yarn over, that's your second one, yarn over, that's your third one. Alright, don't forget your 2 chain corner space, 1, 2, give it a little tweak, just make sure it's in the right place. They can get misshapen all on their own. Another 3, 1, 2, okay, 3, so that's your next corner done. So just give it a stretch just to make sure it's all looking good. Don't forget your 1 chain space for your next cluster on the third round to go in. Yarn over, through the corner, yarn over, through the corner, yarn over, through the corner. That's your next cluster of 3. Don't forget your 2 chains for your corner, and then do another cluster of 3. Give it a little bit of tweak, so make sure it's far enough over. Alright, and then is your last one for your cluster. Okay, so 1 chain in between, so you've got 2 chains on corners, 1 chain in between. So we're doing our last corner here on the second round. Okay, don't forget your 2 chain, it keeps your shape nice and square. And do your last cluster. Oops, I didn't yarn over. Yarn over, through 2, through 2. We've got 1 more to go. Okay, then we're going to seal this ring up. So you do 1 chain, 1, 2, 3, go through there, and through. No yarn over on a slip stitch or join. Right, so now you've got your second row done. So once again, we need to get from here across to this corner. So we slip stitch, come a bit closer if it'll focus. We slip stitch into that first chain. Okay, we slip stitch into the next chain. Then we slip stitch into the corner. Okay, does that make sense? 1, 2, 3, because you need to go up before you can go round. Yarn over into the first corner space here. Do another one of those. Okay, just tweak it round because you've got to get another cluster in there. 2 chain to keep that square shape. Yarn over. Yarn over. And the last one. Right, now in this we're now going to do a middle cluster. So it's not a corner, it's a middle. So you only do 3. You'd still do your 1 chain to give that space. You yarn over through the space. That's your first of a middle cluster. Yarn over. That's your second of the middle cluster. And there's your third of the middle cluster. Okay, don't forget your 1 chain for the space, otherwise you'll have no room for doing your next round. And then you're doing another corner. 1, 2,